I don't know if a lot of you guys know this about me, but I actually don't like Argentina. Other than Messi Delane. And the run to the final was fugazi as hell. But it did make for some enjoyable matches like the Cape Verde game, the Egypt game, the Switzerland game. Messi was just balling out. And low-key, a little part of me was rooting for Messi to win his second World Cup. During the World Cup, as it does every time, football becomes very popular in the United States. I mean, look at Holland. He's famous now.
He was already famous.
But what came with that was the mental gymnastics I had to go through navigating social media for the entirety of the World Cup.
After that Argentina game against England, it's so obvious that they're cheating and it's rigged, so like what's the point of even watching anymore?
And a big part of the American media during the World Cup was... I call these people mortality police because of the outstanding hatred they had towards certain countries during the World Cup. The double standards were moving on an absolute high, and a lot of this hate was towards Argentina. I would say their hate was unjust if it was. It wasn't. But their hate came from many years of history and a difference of education that we usually are used to during the sport. So we have some smart people giving some decent takes that I can't really argue with, but then we got some people on the other sides of the spectrum.
So I can't prove this, but the World Cup is rigged. And that's my TED Talk.
We got people from sheep all the way over to psychosis. Sheep was like, you don't really know what you're talking about. You're just hopping on the trend. Psychosis is like you're going crazy. I'm not talking good crazy. I'm talking actual crazy. For example, people didn't want USA to make it far in the World Cup. They didn't want them to beat Belgium. One, because of the Balogun red card that got overturned. And hey, that might have been Trump's first W. And also because of the current war going on in the Middle East and Gaza and Israel and all that. But then again, the players aren't the ones that make those choices. I bet there's players that are rivaling those choices. But then again, they're representing a nation that makes those choices. But why would you support Belgium whenever they've committed the worst genocide in history? But it's not good to support Spain against Belgium because Spain conducted one of the largest slave trades of all time. But would it be right to support Argentina against them in the final? Because... and the cycle continues. You get what I'm saying. People may hate that people point this out, but I'm glad it's being pointed out. It shows growth and awareness to all people around the world because in reality, everything is this deep.
So you're telling me FIFA's not rigged, but when Spain won the World Cup, even after having one goal disqualified, the fireworks that came out of the stadium were blue for Argentina. It wasn't Spain colors.
So the people on this level were pretty much not given the time of day for very good reasons. They see the World Cup is trending, and as the internet does, it finds a negative narrative within 2 seconds. First thing that they said is that the World Cup is rigged. You gotta be an idiot to think that. Why would they rig it in Messi's favor? Again, it makes no sense. And to be fair, they're not the first ones to come up with that nonsense, so I can't even blame them for that. Shoot, we've been hearing it for the last 3 years that it was rigged, bro. And Messi's Ballon d'Ors were rigged, and the FIFA the Best was rigged. Just a lot of rigged stuff. But their facts are so baseless, so to anybody that actually watches the sport or knows how to breathe, this wasn't like the moon landing to find out.
Now that you know that England lost the World Cup, I'm thinking we all sign that petition. That petition to get Argentina kicked out.
This makes zero sense. As an England fan, you should be the last person talking. Nobody wants to talk about how the England robbed Norway in the game before. And it was blatant, not to say that the World Cup was rigged for England's favor because obviously they're ass and they were never going to win it. But that out of the whole World Cup is probably the most clean game out of like the whole knockout stage. Because it was convincing that England choked it, bottled it, whatever you want to say. I hate how people that aren't fans are like this because we already know how football fans are. They're going to be radicalized in a certain way depending on where they're from or what team they support. But whenever people don't watch the sport and are like this, it's like a whole new nonsense you gotta work around. But that's how the internet is. Whenever you find something new, people don't like to keep it to themselves, so you have to rush to get the fullest information out of your head before it makes your brain spontaneously combust. Y'all peep the fit? They're calling it the greatest fit of all time. You're probably wondering why this is the second stage instead of the last one. The reason why it's the second stage is because it's my video and I can do what I want. Second of all, I have free will. Cancel me all you want.
Cancel me, I don't care.
Okay, enough with the nitty gritty. I need to talk about the morality police during the World Cup. The first country I want to talk about is the US. Sorry, the slowest car of all time just went past. Obviously, America had major issues going to the World Cup. As for example, they didn't let that Somalian referee come into the country. Kind of crazy. And people are using these as reasons of why the United States should never host the World Cup again. Thing is, I promise you, United States isn't the problem. If it was anybody else but that guy in office, this wouldn't be an issue. The country's not the issue. The current system is. And if you're gonna be outraged about this one, don't be selective on United States. You gotta be selective with all. These are the same people that go back and be like, Qatar was the best World Cup of all time. Like, people didn't die building those stadiums. I know it's more prevalent because this one's current, but all I'm saying is I didn't hear it at the time either. I also forgot to mention, but majority of this falls on the FIFA president's fault. There shouldn't be a reason why this is the third World Cup in a row where bad stuff is happening and we try to gloss over it like it isn't. And I don't think this will get any better because the next hosts are Morocco, Spain, and Portugal. But look after that, Saudi Arabia. This guy has zero backbone and shouldn't be FIFA president, because if he did, then the World Cup would have been canceled as soon as Trump rejected players' entry and the way they're treating the Iranian players, and for him getting on the stage too. Why does he keep doing that? Anyway, let's get down to the reason why probably people clicked on this video. Argentina. We know going to this World Cup, people were going to hate on Argentina. It was a fact. People were already saying it's rigged. People were already going to say if Argentina go far, it's rigged. We know this. To the people that hate Argentina from a historical stance, I can't blame you. But you have to keep that same energy for the United States and majority of European countries. If you were to ask my opinion about Argentina, is that the hate is very justified. Let's not act like the current team isn't racist. I'm not sitting on the fence, but I'm putting two distinct things out there. The Argentinian national team, they have made racist comments, and most of them are probably racist.
Cristiano's a coward. He's an absolute coward because no one will ever know. Only him and Vinicius Jr. His reaction, you know, Vinicius Jr. is not going to lie with something as serious as that.
Basically, me and Messi, we were not friends, you know. Yeah. We were enemies. Argentinian players, they are used to use the word like on moments when it's not acceptable. I was not right with rightfully so. No, you shouldn't. So one time he took like Higuain at his neck, like, bro, I told you already 6-7 times, don't say this word. That was normal for them. That game was like a ¿Qué pasa? And I was like, bro, you again?
Was that ever resolved?
He was not my friend outside of the field. So basically, when I saw him, there was respect, yeah, but that was it, you know?
Let's not act like they're not. At the same time, I can't blame somebody for supporting Argentina because one, they could be oblivious to that fact, or two, it doesn't pertain to the player that they were supporting. A counterpoint I saw to this is that how could you not support Argentina and support all these countries like England, France, Spain?
You're black and of African descent, and you're choosing to support Argentina in the World Cup.
You are black and of African descent and you are supporting Portugal, the country that literally started the transatlantic slave trade. You as a black person of African descent, you are supporting them in this World Cup.
A country that's known for playing such a big part in slave trade.
Portugal didn't just play a big role in the transatlantic slave trade. They literally started the transatlantic slave trade. In fact, the whole thing was their idea. And they were the country that enslaved the most black people in the transatlantic slave trade. According to statistics, countries that are most active in transatlantic slave trade, Portugal is #1. Portugal enslaved more people than Britain. And you as a black person, you are supporting them.
One, I think it's because Argentina don't have any black representation, which was most certainly planned because Argentina as a country did wipe out most of their black population. As a country right now, we can see that these guys have a difference in acceptance. Does that mean it's wrong to support Argentina? Then again, it's not wrong to support anybody necessarily, because at the end of the day, they're just playing a sport. It's not like they're doing anything else.
At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Can't really control who supports who because everybody has a fixed opinion. If somebody likes Messi and wants to support Argentina, what can you do about it? Let's say for me, I support Arsenal and I'm supporting everybody Arsenal, right? I'll be more inclined to support Spain over Belgium because Spain have more Arsenal players. So how do you know somebody's not taking that same mentality and applying it to Argentina? At the end of the day, it's hard out here for us, bro. It's like Ozil said, when we win, I'm German. When we lose, I'm Turkish. That's how it is for every country in Europe. That's not how it is for Argentina because they don't have any black players. But that's not how it is in USA. Point to USA. Point to USA. Point to USA! Anyway, this is all social media discourse, so nothing you see should be taken serious anyway.
I have proof that the World Cup final was rigged in Spain's favor. I was there. I saw it. Before the game started and during the game, they were having drinks in cups that said the final with both teams' names on it. But then after the final ended, it said champions with Spain highlighted. How did they already have those cups? This is very suspicious.
I'm back in the room. Actually, to be fair, I never left the room. So for this final stage, I just want to react to a few TikToks that I just found completely like out there reaching. Like this is mental reaching. They get a special category because it's not baseless enough for it to be in the first stage, but it doesn't have anything to even try to back it in the second stage. This is just a whole level on its own of delusion. This is the first TikTok by Brandon. Is this mudded or I can't hear nothing? Brandon. Oh, there it is. Yo, this the unmute button was really right there calling my name.
Cup final was not rigged. Then tell me why the firework colors were for Argentina. I'm telling you, their plans were ruined by Spain. So if you didn't know, look at there's Spain's flag right there. Tell me where is their baby blue? Where is their baby blue? Why would?
To be honest, I don't know why the colors were blue, but let's be 100% real, bro. I was there and it was white.
I don't even want to research what this Argentinian player name is because I'm gonna get more irritated, but like this is what we mean when we say dog whistle. There's like no way you could be like, oh, like he meant like this, oh no, he meant like this. Like he's obviously trying to characterize a monkey.
No, yo, hold on. Yo, he came in way too loud, bro. Anyway, obviously this is obviously false. You know, him especially because he's the main guy in Argentina that is low-key like probably the most racist. Unfortunately, I have to defend him. Like this guy, that's a popular celebration. Like you don't even know what you're talking about. Not! He's not!
About what Zolov did by not passing that ball to Holland is not just about jealousy, okay? I think it's a little bit more sinister than that. I think he wanted to make sure that Holland did not become the greatest. He wanted to stop
the
that.
Greatest what? The greatest what? If he won that game, they just would have got their ass whooped by Argentina. Let's be real. The greatest what? Haaland is already the greatest Norwegian to ever play the game ever.
Happening because he saw the potential. Because initially I thought, oh, maybe he's just jealous.
The potential. Haaland's already the best striker in the world. What potential, bro? And I hate how the comments are just like, Americans should just stick to the Super Bowl. I'm being 100% real. I just know she doesn't care about the Super Bowl whatsoever too. Like, it would be the same result if she cared about football. Next video.
If a Roblox wall is 1 stud thick, you can simply just walk around it. But if it's 5 studs thick, you'll have to shift walk. Still pretty easy. Each time you add a stud after this though, it gets exponentially harder, having to precisely position yourself and time your jumps with perfect.
Why am I watching this? Why is this even in my favorites? This wasn't even supposed to be in the video. In conclusion, no one's an angel. People are evil. Stop trying to police everybody. And the new FIFA is buns. $150?
Fuck no, baby.